Hello everyone, Dr. Victoria Scribo here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center in Wareham, Massachusetts. Today we are going to do the Tarotscopes for the month of October, and right now I'm going to be doing the Tarotscope for the sign of Capricorn. So the first thing I want to do is look at the astrology. My husband just brought me down a nice hot cup of coffee, so I want to drink it while it's still hot. All right, so what's going on? Well, Capricorn. So a couple things, important things happening for Capricorn. Of course, Capricorn is a cardinal earth sign. It is, which means that cardinality means that it initiates something. And of course, Capricorn initiates the season of winter in the northern hemisphere and summer in the southern hemisphere. It is a cardinal point, and whenever planets are in the cardinal signs, the other cardinal signs get activated. Now, we have a lot of activity in the sign of Libra. That makes sense because in October, the sun spends most of its time in Libra, but we also have Mars in Libra. And we have a new moon in Libra, and we have a full moon in Aries, which of course means that the sun is in Libra. So there is a lot of activity for the Capricorn. Libra is the sign associated with its fourth house, right? No, it's 10th house. Sorry, guys. I'm a little backwards here. It's Capricorn, Aries, Cancer, Libra, 10th house. So there's a lot of activity in your 10th house, and Capricorn is the natural ruler of the 10th house. So career, public standing, and all of that comes into focus. The new moon in Libra conjunct Mars in Libra gives you a lot of opportunity to start new things, to start perhaps new career tracks, for things to move forward in your career. Your ruling planet, which is Saturn, goes direct on 1010, the 1010 portal. So it has been in Aquarius. Aquarius is associated with your second house, your house of money. So with the new moon happening in your 10th house, and your ruler, Saturn, starting to move forward in your second house, I think your financial picture is going to improve. Of course, you have Pluto in your house, in your first house, and Pluto is going to go direct on the same day that the new moon we have the new moon in Libra. So this really is quite a time of moving forward. Now, I have some Capricorns in my life, and I know this period of time when we had everything sitting in Capricorn, including the south node of the moon in 2020, has been a real transformational and challenging period. I want you to know, Capricorn, that is changing for you, and you are really sort of going to move forward out in the world in a big way. We do have a full moon in Aries. That full moon in Aries is conjunct Eris, the goddess of discord, and the sun for that full moon is conjunct Mars in Libra. So we will have an awareness around your inner world, the fourth house, and your outer world, the 10th house. There can be some challenges there. You might get some flack from family, some discontent as you move forward. Capricorn is a very reliable sign, and they're going through a very deep transformational process where they are coming into they are coming face to face with their true power. And true power doesn't come from what you accomplish on the earthly realms, but it comes from your connection to your soul and to spirit. That's really the engine. And with Pluto and Capricorn, since 2008, a lot of you Capricorns have been working on your engines. So, all right, what else is going on? So Pluto is moving direct. That happens on the 6th. That's the same day as that new moon in Libra. The full moon, of course, on the 20th brings realizations around home and the outer world. Mercury and Jupiter turn direct on the same day, on the 18th. Mercury, of course, is in Libra. That is your house of career. And Jupiter is in Aquarius for you. That is your second house. So again, we have this energy of, quite frankly, I feel like it's an energy of abundance. Abundance, yeah. Let's see. Anything else I want to mention? No, I think that's good. So, let me just see if there's anything going on with Saturn besides the fact that it's going direct, which is big for you guys. But I want to just look quickly here. On the 13th, there's a sextile to Venus. It is an opportunity to move in a more progressive direction. And let me continue to look here. And that's what I see for Saturn. Yeah. Otherwise, it's the smaller aspects to the moon. But that being said, a powerful time for moving forward for Capricorn this month. So, congratulations! You made it through 2020 and most of 2021. Now you get to move forward. You know who I'm talking to, right? All right, so let's, we're just going to shuffle up these cards. I'm using the Illuminated Earth Oracle for all of the earth signs this month. So this is kind of exciting. It is not a tarot deck. It is an oracle deck. It's a beautiful deck designed by an artist out of Seattle named Claire Mack. I think it's C-L-A-I-R-E, or it might be C-L-A-R-E. I'm not sure which one. Mack, but you can, I got it off Etsy. Etsy. So if you're looking for this deck, that's where you can find it. It's a little pricey as far as decks go, but I do like to support artists, and this is a fabulous deck. So there's no, even on its own, even if I didn't want to support an artist, this is a great deck. So I wonder if she's a Capricorn. I only ask because I'm making such a fuss over it with when I'm talking about Capricorn. You'll have to let me know, Claire. All right, so let's see. Just gonna. And here we go. We start with vulnerability. Oh, goodness gracious. Capricorn and vulnerability. Those two things do not go together. But, generally. But they have had to be vulnerable. They haven't really had a choice. When Pluto moves through your sign, it really does sort of throw up everything in the air. And there's very little, you can't hide from Pluto. You can't hide from Pluto. So while Capricorn chooses not to necessarily be vulnerable, the fact that Pluto's been moving through your sign since 2008 has created a lot of vulnerability. Now, vulnerability is more of a Cancer energy. Capricorn tends to say, I don't have to feel my feelings. I just have to get to work. We're just going to push those aside. They get in the way. But when Pluto is there, Pluto evolves through its polarity point, and the polarity point of Pluto and Capricorn is Cancer. And so all of us really have had to deal with dealing with our feelings and feeling our feelings, and our feelings are good feelings and our challenging feelings, because Capricorn deals with the structures of society, and as they crumble, as that which no longer serves crumbles, I should say, we have to be okay with that, and that requires emotional self-reliance. And the only real way you can be emotionally self-reliant is knowing what you're feeling. And so Capricorn has been going through that process now for years. And of course, last year, 2020, was especially challenging for the Capricorn. Well, it was challenging for all of us, but you know Capricorns, you know how challenging it's been. The crossing card is the deluge, the deluge. So this is unbridled, something you can't hold back, water, right? A deluge is a cloudburst, and the water just flows. And the water, of course, is your feelings and your emotions. And so you're in this place of vulnerability as all of these feelings come in. Capricorn, as I say, can be suppressive of the feelings and oppressive in its way of focusing on things, right? But when it connects to its vulnerability, we're talking about not just the feelings of an individual person, but of the feelings of the collective, and of all those feelings that have come up through that oppressive and repressive energy. So there's all of this rain, like I was just saying this morning when I was doing my morning astrology, that we don't get rainstorms anymore. We do. We have certain days that are just like beautiful, soft, nurturing rain, but oftentimes it comes quickly, it comes in a deluge, and then it passes. Luckily, it doesn't stay with a deluge, because that's what's happened in places like down south in the southern United States, and Texas, and Louisiana, and all those areas where they've had deluges. But it is part of the challenge. How do you deal with all these feelings? How do you deal with all these emotions? Let's see what's reincarnation. So what this card says to me, this is at the root, is that a lot of the sorrow that you're feeling is not simply from this lifetime. We are at a change and a shift in our consciousness, and a lot of things from the past and past lives all come out together. And so knowing that all of this sorrow and all of this emotions that you're feeling in such a vulnerable state that you're in is not all your responsibility, quite frankly. It is the nature of what is going on now. In the past, we have an epiphany, right? So you've had some sort of epiphany. That probably happened in 2020, but it could have happened anytime, really. In the sky, we have the separate card. In the sky, we have the separate card. So there's this energy of earthly fixation on the earthly things that don't allow the feelings to flow. I'm going to leave that and see what else comes up with that, because I'm not sure what that might mean in that position. In the immediate future, we have retreat. It may be time for retreat. Although astrologically, there's a lot of moving forward for Capricorn. Let's see how it's seen from the outside. We have plants. This is the plant world. This is your connection to the earth and to the plant medicines. Okay, so this is, I feel like this is an opportunity for those of you who cannot go through this process, cannot feel vulnerable on your own. and may still feel blocked, right? Maybe you want to look into some plant medicine. I think that would be helpful. Your domestic situation. This was in the Taurus card too. This is the bear. This is called disguise. Person dressed up as a bear, eating a raw salmon. That's really that's taking that disguise for to the nth, right? Like a Capricorn would, right? I have to make it convincing. I'm going to eat that raw piece of fish. Well, if it's sushi, I guess it's okay. But I feel like this says to me, actually what this actually says to me is that you need to eat more fish. You need to support your immune system. You need to support your brain. You need to support your physical body. So you need to be very aware of taking care of yourself. Self-care is very important at this time. Hopes and fears, water. No more water. We had a deluge. But this is, there is a rainbow here. This water is clear. It's not a deluge. It's a drop of water. It is our feelings and our emotions. And it is a cleansing. So I guess it depends on whether you're into that or whether you would prefer not to be. But there really is no escape from it. So you might as well go with the okay. And now we have renewal as the outcome. That is beautiful. Renewal. So this card in the immediate future, retreat, I was trying to make sense of it. There is a sense of retreat, but you can see all the little sparkles coming, right, onto the earth. That is your connection to source energy. So even if you are retreating, if you are choosing to retreat, the only thing you cannot retreat against is spirit. That you need to stay connected to. You can pull away from the enormous emotional deluge that you're feeling. That is understandable, but you cannot retreat from spirit. That's what these cards say to me. And we have fire, which is transformation and spirit. We have erosion, which is letting go of those parts that need to be uncovered, and then we have harmony, which is the other side of that. So, you know, you guys have been through a lot, and it's been very challenging, and there's more to come, of course, and perhaps you're like, isn't this long enough? I guess not. I guess it's still happening. But it's okay if it becomes too overwhelming and you need to do self-care. That's fine. All of this energy in the public sphere and all of this energy in your house of money and stuff, you're always going to be able to do that. So that's not like it's a new thing, really. But perhaps it's new in that you're in a relationship, right? The new moon in Libra with your higher self, because Libra is the archetype of relationship, but it's not just relationship with other people, but it's a relationship with your higher self. So that is what you need to connect to. You need to connect to that relationship with your higher self, and you may need a little help. You may need some plant medicine to get you there. So that's what I want to say to you, Capricorn. Have yourself a great month. Like and subscribe if this is something that you know a Capricorn that needs to hear any of this information. Please share with them. The more likes I get and the more shares, the more opportunity that people get to utilize what I have to offer, which I think is helpful, and hopefully you do too. Take care. Much love. Namaste.